back here, you. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Everybody doing good? Good. It's another week. All right, another. I don't know how many this is now, but I love doing it. Today it made me sit there and over there and over here and practice. Because I'm trying to get my left hand as fast as my right hand. That's the right. Ho! Left hand won't do it, you see. That's the thing that Buddy Rich had. He had two right hands. It's freaking crazy, you know. If I had two right hands, I'd be rocking. If I had two right hands, I'd be playing jazz. So I make up with it. The way you could cheat a lot in playing the drums, you know. You got a fast right hand. See, that's a short roll, so it's easy to follow through with the left hand. So you do short rolls, and it sounds like you're playing faster than you are, you know? And then what you can do, too, is do combination sticking. Combination sticking, these are singles, what I played before, right? So combination would be like a paradiddle. It's different sticking. So it's a good lick, this one. It's paradiddle. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Right, right, left, right, right, left, right, left. See? That's a nice lick, but you got to have a fast foot so you can practice the end of that lick, which is like that. That's it. 16 notes. 1 E and 2. Great practice. Great for your foot. And you can keep it going. Tricks like that, you know, until your left hand gets up to speed. And then I always do the triplets: right, left, left, right, left, left. That's a great left hand warm-up exercise. Simple, the old, reliable, old-fashioned one. Right, left, left, right, left, left, 1 and 2 and so. That's what I do. The song you just heard, that was a happy, very joyful song by my former band, Kill Devil Hill. It was a great band. Just needed a clock. Everybody can be on time. And that was a nice, happy song called We're All Gonna Die. I love that. I love that band. Those are my kind of chords, all the minor chords, all the accents. We did a lot of crazy stuff, and it worked. And that was with Rex Brown, from Pantera on bass, Mark Zavon on guitar, and Dewey Bragg on the vocal. They're still together, but not with Rex and I. You know, it's like a typical thing with bands, right? You go see the band, you don't even know who's in the band. You know, very crazy. But that feel, great feel. It's got to be steady and solid. And one thing you can do with that kind of feel, I do this a lot. Actually, I jammed on the weekend. There's a neighborhood bar here, and they were throwing a party for my neighbor, Brian, who was on the show a long time ago. He's not doing that well. He's kind of sick, and we threw him an 80th birthday party. And I played with the band. And I don't know what song I played, but I always test the waters with playing it backwards and see who can listen to it without messing up. And by backwards, I mean the kicks on 2 and 4. And the snares on 1 and 3. Like, here's the regular beat, right? Reverse it. See? Here we go. I'll play it long. This is the normal way, 2 and 4. Now backwards. Hard to do it without music. Let's see if I can find the beginning of this song. I might go back. Where I am going, I just play it backwards. On the beat. Love that shit. Ooh. See what I mean? So if you really, drummers watch and you really want to screw with your bandmates, try that. So when I jam, I'll do it for a second and see who stays, if the band stays on, or they start listening to me and jumping on, I'm playing it backwards, and then they start playing to me like it's 2 and 4 when it's 1 and 3. So it's a cool thing, you know. It's a cool thing, but as you can hear, playing to music is a good way to practice because that's not going to waver. It's always going to be in time. You go backwards. But when you do this, you kind of got to hear where you are, you know, with all this stuff. Like I know when I'm going to come back in, I'm always hearing I'm lucky, I always hear, you know, steady time. Might be from listening to metronomes. You can do it fast too. It's kind of weird fast. Now, I'm getting thrown off. Crazy stuff, right? Love all that stuff. Some of this stuff is just like if you take two triplets, one and a two and right, one and a two and it's like a double paradiddle. Right, left, right, left. Right. I'll play the left on the tom so you could hear it. Right, left, left. Right, left, right, right. So you play two of them. You start with your right and you start with your left. Right, left, right. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Double paradiddle. Play this beat. Almost sounds like the Bonham beat in the that Zeppelin song. Don't ask me the name of it. Bad with names. What's that? Da da. That's all. That's just a double paradiddle played with feel. It's not played stiff like this. You got it. So that's a double paradiddle kind of beat, and then take that feel and start putting it around the drums. To do is play those 16th note fills like this. Here's the feel double paradiddle beat. Take that feel and play the fill like 16th notes instead of triplets like this. Mic stands in the way. Not used to playing with mic stands in the way. So anyway, that's a cool way to do a different kind of fill, you know. Even a simple triplet kind of beat. Ah, shit. Open hi-hat too. It's cool. Like that. That's it. So I'm opening it on the two rights of the pattern. See? So those are some cool ideas there. And I'll tell you about these drums. We got some lightning in the lights. Look at that. Thunderstorms. And these drums are the higher end Hickory set by Sawtooth. I love these drums. They sound great. And this is all hickory, 6-ply hickory, and the sizes are 12, 13, 18, and a dusty bass drum, which is 24 by 14. And you notice I got the head off. Very punchy. It just sounds really big when I test it on Facebook. So this is just a sound check kind of thing, you know. Sounds great, this bass drum. The whole kit sounds amazing. It's all hickory, 6-ply. The snares at 14 by 6, 6.5. And this is the higher end kit that's going to be available soon. And if you look at the, go online and go to sawtooth.com or chromacast.com. Chromacast makes the hardware and the pedal. That's what I'm using. This is Chromacast hardware, and this is a Chromacast pedal, which is killer pedal. Sound good like that. And you go there and you can check out the drum sets. But if you use the app, they have an app, and you can get 20% off. They have a little Command Series kit, which is a kit I used to use. If you've seen some of the earlier drum shows, it was the silver sparkle kit. It was covered. This is natural wood and stained. That's why it sounds so nice and warm. And that kit sounded great. I used it on tour with Last in Line, and I used it here in my studio. This is my home studio where I record and do a lot of, stuff on the drums here, especially recording. And that kit sounds great too. So there was one kit on there, but it was a smaller kit, and it was on sale for $3.99. So check it out. If you use the app, you get 20% off. Everybody wants 20% off, right? There is that fill again, 16th note fill against the triplet field. Another version of it. I'm hitting the cymbals as accent with the bass drum. Kind of powerful. You could do that on the snare drum too. Good practice this one here. Just 16th notes. Now, you can get into a couple of these. First one would be the bass drum on the beginning of each 16th note group, like this. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. Simple enough. Then you put it on 1 E. Now you put it on the first 3 notes. 4 notes. That's just simple exercise, and you come up with a lot of licks like that, That's just accenting the right hand. I had some coffee before. I don't know what happened. But you see, I play melodic, you see. Whatever I just played there, what did I just play there? You repeat things when you do a solo. So I see a lot of drummers and they play stuff, they're good, but they play all over. You know, they play different things. There's nothing to grab onto. So when you repeat things, the audience can get it. Just like if you played a beat, if you played all over the place or just kept changing it, nobody would grab onto it. If you're going, if you play. People can get it, you know. Typical example of that is We Will Rock You, right? Imagine if it was like, good thing I didn't play that song. No, that was the beauty of that song, was that throbbing beat. Did I say throbbing? Oh, so let me get this stuff here. As you know, I told you last week I got a really special gift from Jace and his family, Angel and Dave, his dad. It was a 3D printer. Oh my God, I love this thing. And it was a challenge setting it up. I opened the box, and I wasn't expecting like 90 different parts and 90 different screws. And they're labeled, you know, it's made in China. Half the labels of the screws came off. Couldn't see what the envelope said. What is this, 45, 35, 25, 15. So it was a challenge, but I got it all. Hello, Lala. So I got it all sorted. I got the thing to work. Really looked at videos online. It's hard to get stuff. So I was ready and I printed one. It's a dog, believe it or not. It's a little rough. I'll show it to you. Check it out. That's the dog. It's the side of the dog. There's the dog. And to my amazement, it came out. You know, this is this really beginner dog that probably nobody wants. Now, I was really proud of myself and went, man, that's cool. Now I can get a little bit more complicated, get more colors in it and this and that. So today I printed another one after watching the videos again and adjusting it. It has to be level. And this is what I got out of this one today. I got nothing. It's screwed up. I go look at the machine and it's going all the way around. Oh my God. Could be an ashtray for the turtles, Lala.
It could be totally.
I don't know if they smoke. Could be a turtle ashtray. No. This was supposed to be a cat. So that's what happened with that. So now I'm back to, it's all in adjusting the bed. You know, playing, the bed's got to be even. Same thing like playing the drums. So anyway, so check out the Command series that's on sale and the app, and there's things that are 20%, and the pedal and the hardware. I don't know if these drums are available yet. I don't think so, but they all sound great. And I like to thank Sawtooth and Chromacast for putting this on each week. It's fantastic. It's great for me. It keeps me in shape playing, you know. And I think you guys like it too. Because anything can happen here, as it does. Yeah, I'm not trying to be perfect. That's why I'll mess something up. I'll go, you know. I'm trying things, you know. Try things, and this is just in the way. Even if it's up here, and I got room, it's this a mental block. Okay, so we're going to take some questions. Lala's here. Lala Lollipop. Everybody says hello there. Did you
Hello.
see
Yeah,
it?
everybody's saying hi to me. Hi. I guess the video keeps on glitching once in a while. It's
No,
where
that's not that. That's the lighting.
no, because it says the sound disrupts. So I think it's Facebook or something weird.
Oh, shit. Really?
Yeah, but I don't think they can fix it. It's not that. It just goes
Oh.
once in a while.
I'm sorry for that, for the blips out, but
Yeah,
you can imagine the what you missed.
it's just
Really?
a little bit. Yeah.
Son of a beak.
Yep.
Okay, so let's take some questions. Lala's going to read the questions.
Okay. Where did you get your shirt?
Ha 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 ha. That's Lily of the Monsters. It's a cool shirt, huh? I got this at the Crypticon horror event that we went to last weekend, Lala and I. And there were a bunch of different t-shirt manufacturers there. They sold t-shirts. I got a couple of other ones that I'll wear them in the next segment. And then I thought this one was really cool. So I actually, I don't know if I bought it or we traded something. And I think you got one too, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, hers is cut differently.
Yeah.
So it was at the Crypticon. I don't know the name. Maybe I'll look it up later and post it on the Facebook. If you guys want to buy some shirts, I'll post both of them. And it's a cool shirt. That's what I like about doing those horror events, is going to buy stuff afterward. And there was somebody that had a 3D printer, some company. They knew how to use it. They were making these weird hands that held things and huh?
Earrings.
Earrings. She's got earring. What's on those ears? Oh, she's got earrings with skulls. I mean, cool stuff. I can't even make a cat. So soon. Okay.
All right. What are your times that you're going to be at the upcoming event that you have on August?
Oh yeah, the upcoming event is called Rockin' Pod. I don't know what the pod means. I know what rock means. And it's the weekend of August 7th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I don't know the times. Check out the website, rockinpod.com, and it'll tell you all the information. And the first nights, there's a lot of people there. I'm there, Carmine's there, not Rudy, Billy Sheehan, Sandy Gennaro, whole bunch of musicians. And the first night is everybody's going to kind of play a couple of songs with each other, all mixed up. I'm playing Rainbow in the Dark with a bunch of people I never met. So I'll test that beat out going backwards for a minute and see where I'm at. Wink, wink. Okay. And then the next day is autographs and picture taking and this and that. I don't know if we're doing a clinic that day, but Sunday's like the master classes. Carmine and I are doing a master class each, and some playing and teaching and all that stuff. And then there's also Carmine and I will talk about rock history with stories that some of them you heard here. Some of them I'll make up there because I told them already. Nah, I wouldn't do that. But really cool stories, backstage, what was going on backstage when the guitar solo was happening on stage, what was happening, how'd you record, how'd you write songs, all that kind of stuff. So check it out, Rockin' Pod, weekend of the 7th. That's the next thing coming up. And then after that, there's some Last in Line shows on the East Coast starting. When is that starting? The 15th? No, 17th or 18th. Look on lastinline.com. Not lastinline.com, lastinlineofficial.com. Okay.
What was the first track you recreated on the Devil You Know sessions?
First track created, I don't remember. It might have been Bible Black, which is just straight ahead like this. Something like that. That might have been the first one, because like I said before, this stuff was recorded before. It wasn't like the other Sabbath albums we did together. Devil You Know songs were all written between the three guys, Tony, Geezer, and Ron, and then brought here, and we worked at it at Ronnie's studio in his house, and there was a drum machine on it. And then I took it home and I played it and messed with it and figured out what I'm going to play on it. Then we went back to England and then we recorded it. So, next.
How is Rick Derringer doing?
Why? What happened?
I don't know.
Oh.
I just wanted to know.
Rick Derringer's doing good. He was on Carmine and I show a couple months back. He's doing great. He's doing a lot of stuff. He hasn't stopped playing. He's waiting to go on the road like everybody else. You know, we're all road warriors, you know. That's why in this business, you want to get into business, you got to practice, be good. Then you got to love traveling and dealing with all these situations with sleeping less, eating less, you know, all this crazy stuff. It's not like a home schedule. You know, like when you go see a band play at a big giant place like, you know, like Def Leppard, right? And you go, wow, that's so cool. You think those guys are going home and into their own bedrooms and they get a good night's sleep and everything's hunky-dory, but it's not, because they're going to do the same thing 500 miles away. So it's a matter of like, okay, get in the tour bus. We're going to drive for 10 hours or break it up in half. It's crazy life, but I love it. I'm a road warrior. Okay, next one.
What is your recording setup?
My recording setup is just, I'm using Samson mics. You can't see them because I don't use them for Facebook. It doesn't matter. But there's two overhead condenser mics over here. And then I have a condenser mic on the hi-hat over there. And I find that miking the hi-hat for this system underneath sounds better. I mic it from the top. It gets too much noise. So I use that, and then I got some Shure. I don't know what the numbers are on these guys. Tom mics. And then there's a 91 flat Shure mic on the bass drum, accompanied by a 8-inch woofer from a monitor that I took out, and I made it into a microphone. So it gets that low end. It's not hooked up now, but that's what that thing does. And then there's two AKG pencil mics and the other side of this room, like to that wall. And between all that, I get really, really good sound. And it all stems from these drums sounding great, you know. First, you got to start with a drum that sounds good. Otherwise, you're kind of losing the battle, like you're trying to make something sound good that doesn't sound good on its own. So you make sure you tune. These are a little out. See, that's a little flat. See? That's a little flat. So you tune them up, see how they sound, and then you mess with them, you know. So that's my recording setup, and then I go into two Focusrite units here that goes into Cubase. I'm using Steinberg Cubase version 8. I love that. The new one, my brother has the new one, and I'm not used to that one. 10 and a half, whatever. So that's what I use, and I get a great sound. And when I mix it just for test mix, I put the drums up where they should be, boys. All you drummers out there, the drums should be up there. Sounds like when I play here. You hear that bass drum. Most people don't mix the bass drum right. Okay.
What are your thoughts about Strange Highways and Angry Machines, and which one is your favorite?
Strange Highways and Angry Machines. Well, that was the first album. What was it? Strange Highways with Dio with Tracy G on guitar. Tracy's a kind of different player than Vivian was. He's dark and heavy. I played with him in World War III with Jimmy Bain. So the band got a little darker, not so nice, not so melodic. And I thought it was great. You know, we had Mike Frazier produce it. I didn't play a lot of complicated stuff on that record. I kind of grooved more. I thought, let's check it out. And the drum sound was so big that sometimes you play a lot of fills and it gets messy, you know. That was a lot of open stuff. Angry Machines, I listened to some of it here and there, and I went, holy crap, this is crazy stuff. It's kind of like a rock progressive album. And I didn't realize we did it. That was Jeff Pilson on bass, and Tracy and myself and Ronnie on vocals. And I was like blown away, like, wow, this is tight, you know, cool. But it wasn't what Dio was, when we started. But it was fantastic. I would say I like that one better. The song on there called Institutional Man, and it was in 7. Like. And it had all these different strange parts. But Ronnie couldn't really get comfortable with singing on it because we never did anything in odd time signatures. So my advice to Ron was, don't even listen to us. Here's a tempo. Play the track. Just sing without listening to us. And that's how he got it. Isn't that crazy? He just sang in the tempo, didn't listen to what we were doing, and it all worked. So it was just, he needed just to get started, because really we never did any time signatures in Sabbath or Dio. And I pretty much know he didn't do it. Rainbow either. So this was the first. But that's a good record. Pretty good. Okay, next question.
What's the heaviest song you recorded?
Shit. Some of this Kill Devil Hill stuff is really heavy. What a question. The heaviest bands that I've been in, Sabbath, Kill Devil Hill, and World War III, which was with Tracy G and Jimmy Bain. And there's some heavy stuff on there. But like the song I just played, We're All Gonna Die, that's pretty damn heavy. So there's a number of them I never thought about which would be heavier. But the Dio stuff, it was kind of hard rock and more melodic. And Last in Line's more hard rock and melodic. It's not the heavy, heavy, dark demon band. But I like playing it all. But I love the heavy stuff. Check out some of there's 2 Kill Devil Hill albums. There's some great stuff on there. Really heavy, really cool, minory off chords, and just, makes you want to get on drums and kill it. So check them out.
What was Ronnie's favorite songs to perform?
Ronnie liked all of the songs. He didn't like, believe it or not, Rainbow in the Dark. When we first came up with that, he thought it was too poppy. I don't want to play that shit. We're like, what? Then he got to like it. It became the staple song for the band, and it was used in a Budweiser commercial. It's used in all the movies. It just got a request not long ago for a major movie that they're doing. They're putting together. They want to use Rainbow in the Dark. So that was one he didn't like in the beginning, but then he liked it. He liked them all, Any of the ones he didn't like were probably more of the ones that maybe gave him trouble to sing, in the later years, like Neon Nights. I mean, it's so high up, But he loved all the songs. He loved it, and then he was able to do it. Even at the last tour, he was singing his ass off, and he was sick, It was unbelievable. Okay, a couple more questions. And then we're going to eat
Mexican food, tacos,
Yeah.
Tuesday. That's
Okay. Taco Beat. Sorry. Again, I repeated this stuff, you see, so you can grab onto it. Okay, next question.
Somebody's asking, I have a ring overtone all of a sudden on my snare. Any suggestions that get rid of it?
Yeah, hit it harder. Listen to this snare. What you got to do is, this is ringing, but I like the ring. Tune all the lugs. Try to tune them the same. So lug to lug. Hit it on the side of the drum. Try to tune that up. Sometimes it's the head. Sometimes the head's not sitting great. So if you got the patience, you know what? You can't get rid of a ring. Undo it. Take the head off. Turn it. Put it back on. Or try another head, or then you can resort to tape, which I don't really like so much playing live. In the studio, I don't mind so much. But that's the way you can do it. And if you're recording, move the mic somewhere. You know, a lot of guys come in this way, like mine. You can come in through the front over here, or anywhere else you could fit it. With my setup, it's hard to get mics in because it's tight. You know, everything's close together here. Okay, let's take one more question.
What are your cymbal sizes?
Cymbal sizes. Remember that? The old disco beat. These are double A Sabians, medium crash. This is an 18. They ring for a long time. This is a 20-inch medium crash, double A model, and this is a 20-inch ride. Double A. Hi-hats are same thing, 14-inch. They're fast. So those are the cymbals I use, and these cymbals, when I'm playing with the band, you know, Last in Line was the band I'm playing with now, and it's loud. And these cut over everything because I like to have the monitors loud. That's why I can't hear anymore. Always wear ear protection, too. And these things cut through like butter. Skins on these things are Evans. G2s. They got a nice tone, especially with these drums. These drums, that's great sustain. No weird overtones. So G2s all around. And the bass drum's an EQ3. Snare drum's a heavyweight, 14-inch heavyweight. So it's a great combination. Sticks, a Chromacast 5B. You can look online. They actually sell them. But they might have my name on them too. I don't know. These don't. Some of them do that I have in the garage. So pedals, Chromacast, and pedal's a fantastic pedal. Check that out online, and all these stands are great too. Because these stands, I don't know if you can see it, but that lever over there controls the up and down and the twist. Twist. So you don't have to do two wing nuts, loosen two wing nuts to change the direction of your cymbals. So these stands are really fantastic. And I've been touring with this stuff, and everything holds up really, really well. So check them out online. Go to chromacast.com and Chromacast Music, or go DPS Music, or sawtoothworld.com, and Vinny Appice, blah, 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 and Vinny Appice eats MexicanFood.com. That has everything on it, too. So anyway, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. It's nice to see all you guys up there, all my friends, AC, Heidi. Who else is there? Mike Carr, the fabulous Mike Carr. How's your dad doing? Tell him I said hi, send my love. And Jace Jace and
Paul and
Paul Simone, Paul Angelo. That's Angelo Arcuri, who's my buddy from Brooklyn, who did all the Dio records. Brother-in-law. And he rocks. He was an inspiration, too, because he used to play bass when Angelo and I were little kids. And he was an adult, and we weren't. And we saw him with the bass. Wow. Yeah, Paul. Now he doesn't play anymore. So, but we kept it going. Put it that way. So anyway, thank you guys, and love you all. See you next week. I'll be back with some more stuff. Maybe I'll have a really cool thing from the 3D printer rather than the turtle ashtray.
a blob.
A blob is what it was. Hey, you guys take care.